WWE Rocker MCK here, back with another video, and this is 5 WWE superstars that they totally forgot about in 2017. Number 5 is Sin Cara. Sin Cara started off the year great with Kalisto. They were under Lucha Dragons, and they came over to Raw and SmackDown, but after the brand split, originally Sin Cara was on Raw, and then they had another draft after WrestleMania, and Sin Cara moved over to SmackDown. Since then, I think he's had 2 matches since the draft, and you really only see him at house shows. He did suffer a shoulder injury right after the draft, and that could be why we don't see him. But right now, he is teaming up with Luke Harper during house shows and has not been seen on TV for a good 3 to 4 months. Number 4, Rhino. Rhino and Heath Slater won the Tag Team Championship at the beginning of last year, held the belts for a couple of months, and then during the draft, they got drafted over to Monday Night Raw. Heath Slater has been used a couple times since then, but Rhino has yet to be seen. Mainly because Rhino is running for mayor in his hometown, and I think that has to do with why we're not seeing him on TV, and between his political run and trying to keep up with wrestling, probably not the best 2 things to combine, even though Kane's doing a pretty good job at doing it right now. But Rhino, we have yet to see much of him in 2017. Number 3 and 2 go along pretty well together. Number 3 is Eric Rowan. Remember him? You have the sheep mask, and he had a really cool design update for a little bit, and he had that little rivalry with Luke Harper there when the brand split originally happened. Yeah, those 2? Yeah, I don't know what happened to them. Eric Rowan was great. Bray Wyatt won the belt. They were using them perfectly, going right into WrestleMania season, and then after WrestleMania, they just disappeared. I kind of forget Eric Rowan's even with WWE anymore. There's times where I'm like, oh, wonder what happened to the rest of the Wyatt family. And I have to remember they're only on house shows. They're not really sponsored by SmackDown at all really anymore. They're not on, they're not used, they don't talk about them, not even backstage. So maybe they'll do a little Wyatt family reunion or something, but really, if you're not Bray Wyatt, they're not using you from the Wyatt family. And number 2 is Luke Harper. Luke Harper at least had a belt, which is why I put him at number 2 on this list. He had the Intercontinental Championship a couple years ago now, and he had that amazing feud with Bray Wyatt leading into WrestleMania where he actually had a couple title matches. But now he's really nowhere to be found. He had a little rivalry with Eric Rowan after WrestleMania, and both of them just kind of vanished. But Luke Harper was the better out of the 2 that really looked like he was going out to win a belt or going out to do something big, and then he just kind of dropped off the face of the earth. Right now, going back to number 5, which was Sin Cara, they're actually teaming up in house shows where they both wear Sin Cara's mask. And Sin Cara's mask got a little bit of an update. So yeah, that's where Luke Harper is. Poor guy. And number 1 is all of 205 Live. If you don't watch 205 Live, you're really not missing out on much. The storylines aren't there, and the matches are great, but you know, face it, no one really watches that show anymore. Other than the first showing of 205 Live, and remember Rich Swann beat Brian Kendrick for the belt. Yes, the Brian Kendrick they had still employed. Probably forgot about that one by now. But yeah, other than last week on Monday Night Raw when we actually saw 205 Live, we don't see them. They don't talk about 205 Live. It's very if you don't watch the network, you kind of forget they're all employed by WWE. 205 Live is their biggest letdown, and really, WWE just doesn't care for them right now. So these are 5 superstars that WWE totally forgot about in 2017. Make sure to like this video and subscribe, because as always, more to come.